going to share with you how I typically do one of my tarot readings. I start by connecting with the cards and I visualize cleansing the cards with a white light, and sometimes I use a crystal to help me do this, so usually clear quartz, or I think selenite would also be suitable for this purpose. Once I've done that and I can feel the energy coming from the cards, I then move on to tapping the cards 3 times and visualize any negative energy being released from the cards, and this is normally in the form of like grey smoke. After that, I will set an intention for the reading, so the question that I'm thinking of, and then I'll end by thanking the cards for their advice for the day. I find that this is a really useful way to start off my tarot reading, and it just helps to get myself in the right frame of mind. Today I'm going to be using a spread suggested in the Enchanted Forest Tarot book, and this spread is about gaining owl wisdom. So this is called the Owl's Advice spread. This is a spread designed to get some more in-depth advice about a situation using the visual image of the owls from the 8 of Spells cards. So this is a Wands card, and it quite jokingly says, we know the owls say who, but they can give us a bit more advice. So the topics we're going to be covering is who, what, when, where, why, and the message. Now, I'm a little bit spooked out because I just picked up this deck to find this card, and as I flipped it over, this card was on the bottom of the deck. It's almost like it knew I was going to be using this card today, so a little bit of serendipity there. So what I'm going to do is shuffle the deck and choose the 6 cards. In addition to that, I'm going to be using the Urban Crow Oracle and the Imbolc Oracle just as a general message for the day anyway. And the question that I'm going to be focusing on is actually this YouTube channel. So I've done a lot of deck reviews over the last few videos, and my intention was always to diversify a little bit with my tarot content, but I'm not quite sure where to go, and I've got a few ideas. So I'm going to be asking the Owls and the Forest of Enchantment deck just to see if it can guide me in a certain direction, and obviously to see what these cards have to offer as well. So let's set out the spread. I'm going to pop the Forest cards to one side, and I'm actually going to pull my Oracle cards first. Sometimes I will do the main spread first and do these as like a summary, but sometimes I like to mix it up and actually use these as a starting point. My preferred method now of choosing cards is to actually just shuffle the deck normally and sort of see if there's like a tingly sensation when I reach the right card. I used to fan the cards out, but I find that a bit awkward with the space I have, and so this is a more convenient way of doing it. Oh, okay, so we've got a jumper card, distractions. I am quite good at being distracted, so I think that's going to be a cautionary tale for me today. When I first started tarot, I just used to pick the cards off the top. So what other themes do we have for today? Comment below if you use jumper cards, if you pay attention to those cards that fall out. Apparently these are the cards that we need to pay attention to. So what is the general theme for today? And when I'm doing this, I quite often close my eyes and really channel into the cards so I can feel the energy that they're giving out. And I find that when I do that, the readings feel a lot more on point. Okay, that one. Let's see what we've got. Coming of spring. Oh, that's crazy. So it's really interesting. I keep getting this card, coming of spring. It's about the 3rd or 4th time that I've received this card from the Imbolc Oracle, and really it's about that I'm still in the kind of underground waiting to germinate phase of my ideas. So what that means in terms of YouTube videos is maybe it just means I just need to experiment and try out different ideas and see which one is going to grow and flourish. Interesting. Okay, let's see what we've got then. So this is the who, what, when, where, why, and the message. Looking at this purely as an intuitive visual reading, this is what I think. So this is the Who card. This is the Eight of Challenges, which is the Eight of Swords in traditional Rider-Waite-Smith. And I think this is really representing me feeling a little bit caught up, a little bit tangled, probably getting caught up in my own head, and feeling a little bit trapped maybe by what the parameters that I've set myself, and just feeling a little bit stuck. The what, again, so the fairy wind is the Chariot card, and obviously typically the Chariot is about taking ownership of the direction that you want to go on. But for me, this one feels like maybe I just need to let go a little bit and see where the fairy wind takes me. And so if I've got an idea, rather than sort of agonizing over it and thinking, oh no, this is an absolute nightmare, trust in where the wind is going to take me. And so the when card is the Two of Boons, which is the Two of Pentacles, and obviously that's about kind of balancing resources, perhaps, being a Pentacles card. Obviously we've got this chap here, blissfully unaware that we've got an ogre under the bridge, or maybe he is aware that the ogre's under the bridge, and but he's decided to do it anyway. And actually I think in context of this reading, it's actually be aware of the things that I'm afraid of, and I guess the fear is just putting out something that maybe I think isn't going to be worthwhile, but actually doing it anyway. For the Where card, we have the Ace of Visions, which is the Ace of Cups, and the swan is seeing this beautiful reflection of itself in the water, and it's projected this image of kind of grandeur almost. So in the context of the other cards, I think it's saying maybe I just need to fake it until I make it, and actually believe that I have kind of the knowledge and the skills to put out the content that I've sort of been ruminating on, and actually just go for it. This card crops up for me a lot when I use this deck, the Weaver of Vision. So that is the Queen of Cups, and she is a shapeshifter in the story of this deck. And yes, I can actually see a bit of a theme forming from the second, third and fourth card of yeah, sort of this idea of transformation and sort of being that person that I probably need to be, that maybe at the moment I'm not feeling confident to be that person, because the message, again, I get this card a lot from this deck, is the Weaver of Spells, which is the Queen of Wands, and that's all about being this dynamic, sassy, sexy, passionate figure who is sort of charismatic being, who just embraces kind of creativity and the things that make her kind of become alive and be vibrant. And this is a running theme from my readings over the last month, and I'm obviously not listening to the cards because I keep getting the same message. So yeah, delving a little bit deeper then, I think this is kind of my subconscious mental state, and as I mentioned in my previous video, I have had a bit of an unsettling tower event in my life, and so that is playing heavily on, I think, at the back of my mind. But actually the cards are saying, look, you just have to trust. Don't worry about the hidden fears. fake it until you make it. You can be a shapeshifter and manifest your dreams, and actually this is the person that you were meant to be, and just go for it with this YouTube channel and the video ideas that I have kind of banked for now and maybe been a little bit reticent to share, and one of which is kind of the artwork side of this channel, because it is my intention has always been for it to be sort of tarot and art related, and how the two are very closely intertwined in my tarot practice and in my artwork. They both inform each other very strongly these days. When we add in the oracle cards, then, as I said, the cautionary tale is, yes, I need to focus on these things, but to be aware of my natural tendency to be distracted. And a little confession here, I did spend a portion of this morning playing on a card game on my phone, sheer procrastination on my part, and I'm happy to admit that. And on a more positive note, as I said, we've got the coming of spring card. That means actually, if I trust in these things, doing these things are going to help to sow the seeds. And if I work on that now, possibly in a couple of weeks, things will start to come into fruition. And when I say things, I just mean the creative endeavours and the creative projects that I've been beavering away at and working alongside this YouTube channel.